Shedeur Sanders shifts to new role with Browns as Joe Flacco solidifies QB1 spot. Shedeur Sanders may have to face the tough reality of accepting a new role with the Cleveland Browns as Joe Flacco continues to solidify his position as the starting quarterback. Joe Flacco had a strong start to the 2025 NFL season, which presents a challenge for Shedeur Sanders. With the veteran firmly holding the QB1 role, the Cleveland Browns rookie may need to accept a new role on the team. Shedeur Sanders is clearly aiming to become a starter for the Browns eventually. However, with Joe Flacco unlikely to lose his job this season, the team may deploy Sanders in a different capacity. According to the Browns, Sanders, along with Dillon Gabriel and Bailey Zappe, is taking scout team reps to replicate opponents' plays rather than serving purely as a backup to Flacco. Is being part of the scout team a bad sign for Sanders? It's evident the Browns view Joe Flacco as the unquestioned starter, leaving uncertainty about who will back him up. The team doesn't see the need to give first-team reps to the backups and prefers to use them in a fake rival role during practice. Currently listed as QB3 on the depth chart, Sanders still has the opportunity to showcase his abilities. While Flacco remains the starter, Sanders can impress the coaching staff by standing out in practice. As part of the scout team, Sanders faces less pressure but can still demonstrate his talent. If he consistently performs better against Flacco's group than Gabriel or Zappe, he could become a more attractive option for HC Kevin Stefanski. Will the Browns trade Shedeur Sanders? Sanders' future with the Browns remains uncertain. As the third-string quarterback, earning the starting role may not be easy. Joe Flacco is expected to retire after the 2025 season. If Sanders fails to secure the starter role next offseason, the Browns could consider trading him to gain draft capital. The Cleveland Browns entered Week 2 of the NFL season with clarity at quarterback, but also with a twist that few saw coming. Veteran Joe Flacco, fresh off a preseason that turned heads for all the right reasons, has been named QB1. Meanwhile, rookie Shedeur Sanders, once the most talked-about newcomer in Berea, is carving out a surprising new role, not as the centerpiece of the offense, but as a developmental chess piece within Kevin Stefanski's broader vision. The Flacco factor. Flacco's ascension was equal parts steady and inevitable. While much of the media narrative focused on Shedeur's arrival and the fanfare that came with being Deion Sanders' son, Flacco quietly embodied what Cleveland craved: stability. His deep ball was sharp in camp, his command of the offense smooth, and his experience impossible to replicate. By the time Week 1 closed, Stefanski had little choice but to hand the reins to the 39-year-old signal caller. "He's earned this," Stefanski said in his press conference. "Joe gives us the best chance to win right now." For Cleveland fans, that phrase, "right now," carried weight. After years of quarterback turmoil, the city's hunger for immediate success made patience a luxury. Shedeur's adjustment. And then there was Shedeur. For months, his every move in practice had been scrutinized. Was his footwork quick enough? Could he process NFL defenses after just one off-season? Would his stardom in Boulder translate to the AFC North grind? The answers came in flashes. Sanders showed poise in controlled scrimmages, firing darts to the sideline and occasionally reminding coaches of his father's bravado. But in live-action preseason reps, his inexperience surfaced: missed hot reads, hesitation against disguised blitzes, and a tendency to hold onto the ball too long. Instead of burying him on the depth chart, the Browns pivoted. They carved out a hybrid role: scout team leader, developmental passer, and, in Stefanski's words, a situational contributor. It was an unusual adjustment, but one that carried strategic value. A different kind of spotlight. Sanders' new responsibilities extend beyond clipboard duty. During practice, he has been tasked with mimicking opposing quarterbacks for the Browns' defense, channeling the improvisation of Lamar Jackson one week and the precision of Joe Burrow the next. It's a demanding job, requiring equal parts athleticism and adaptability, and one that could sharpen his instincts faster than standing idle. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz called Shedeur the most competitive scout team quarterback I've ever seen. The comment wasn't empty praise. Browns defenders admitted Sanders sometimes treated these reps like game day, refusing to let defensive backs intercept his passes and occasionally jawing after big completions. For Sanders, this role isn't just grunt work, it's a proving ground. "If I can frustrate our defense, that means I'm learning," he told reporters. "I'm not here to just wait my turn. I'm here to get better." Lessons from Flacco. Behind the scenes, Sanders' relationship with Flacco has been another key storyline. Far from threatened, the veteran has embraced his role as mentor, pulling the rookie aside to break down coverages or explain subtle timing tricks. Flacco's approach is quiet, but his influence is unmistakable. "Joe doesn't say much unless it matters," Sanders said. "When he points something out, you listen, because he's seen it all." The Browns coaching staff views this dynamic as gold. Sanders gets to observe not only what NFL quarterbacking looks like on Sundays, but also how a seasoned veteran prepares during the week. The long game. In many ways, this arrangement embodies Cleveland's attempt at balance, chasing wins in 2025 while still grooming a potential franchise quarterback for 2026 and beyond. By keeping Sanders in a flexible role, the Browns can shield him from the pressures of immediate expectation while still accelerating his growth curve. That doesn't mean fans are patient. Social media still buzzes whenever Shedeur completes a highlight pass in practice. Jerseys with his name remain among the top sellers at team shops, a reminder that hype doesn't fade overnight. But within the locker room, the message is clear. This is Joe Flacco's team, at least for now. Sanders' moment will come, but it won't be rushed. A father's shadow. Deion Sanders, never one to stay silent, weighed in earlier this week during his Colorado Buffaloes podcast. "Shedeur's going to be fine," he said. "He's learning, he's soaking it all up. You don't climb a mountain in one day. Sometimes you've got to camp out, get your breath, and then make your move." That's what he's doing right now. For Shedeur, those words struck a balance between encouragement and challenge. He knows his father's faith is unshakable, but he also knows the NFL is unforgiving. What comes next? The Browns' immediate future revolves around Flacco's ability to hold the line. If he plays steady, Sanders can continue his growth in the shadows, building confidence without the burden of carrying a franchise. If injuries or struggles strike, the rookie's number could be called sooner than anyone expects. For now, though, Sanders is embracing the unconventional. He isn't QB1, or even QB2 in some packages, but he is part of the Browns' evolving blueprint. His job is to sharpen the defense, absorb wisdom from Flacco, and prepare for the day when Berea belongs to him. And maybe, just maybe, this detour will prove to be the smartest way forward. NFL history is full of quarterbacks rushed into action before they were ready.